Well, a person cannot be without worship. Worship is a very important part in a person's development because the nature of the mind is such. Everybody has a mind, and we need to know what is the nature of the mind. If you make a study of the mind cannot live devoid of form. Mind can connect primarily to forms. It needs to see some form. A baby is born, that's a form of a baby. And the baby has a mind. And therefore the baby looks at the forms around it. The baby starts recognizing the parents as forms. The baby takes the toys as form. You cannot educate the baby to leave the form and go to the formless. As such, an adult human being also, as much as he has a mind, the mind will get attracted to forms. So a teacher is a form. Somebody who inspires you to be somebody else, a leader, is a form. An educator is a form. The trees are form. If you revel in the glory of nature, that means you're appreciating form. So mind cannot be totally devoid of form because that is the very nature of creation. So an inventor perhaps created a theorem or a new invention. But how do you connect to the author of the theorem? Through the theorem. Now the author has first taught it to some people. The author first taught it to some people devoid of a book. Therefore, the mind was focused on the author as a form to learn that theorem. But now the entire world cannot relate to the author. So the entire world starts relating to the theorem of the author through a book. So the book has become the form of the author, or the theorem inside the book has become the form of the author. So this principle is what makes people worship, because at first somebody will be an educator and the mind will capture that educator's form so that the mind can get relief, solace, comfort. It can interact with that form directly. But then the number of people around the form becomes millions. It begins as tens and it goes to thousands, it becomes hundreds of thousands. When it becomes millions, then what will each individual do to be able to connect to the form? They will start taking the book of the author, book of the educator, book of the trainer, book of the guru. But beyond a point, there is emotional intelligence, not only intellectual intelligence. Intellectual intelligence feeds on words from books, but emotional intelligence needs to worship, needs something beyond words, because it's emotion. Its very nature is emotion. So book can represent the form of an author, but the book again is limited to need for form in the intellect. But what about the need for form in the emotions? So for that, a picture of the educator will come there. In some form or the other, maybe in words. You may glorify a formless in words, and words have become the form. And one starts giving sanctity, serenity and reverence to the word. It is foolish to say you are not worshipful of the word, because the moment you have attributed sanctity, serenity and reverence to a word, you are not far from worshipping the word, and the word has taken the place of the form. So whether it's a word that you worship or a picture of a person you worship, the attitude of the worshipper remains the same. That you have created a form and you have attributed sanctity, serenity and reverence to it, so that you are connected to the author and worship has begun.